Hello everybody, my name is Lee. I'm with the Be스탑 marketing team, and today we'll be installing the Sunrider for hardtop on your JL Wrangler. This should take about 45 minutes, and the install will be the same whether it's a 2-door or 4-door, or whether you have the black diamond or twill material. So the first thing we're going to do is open the box and lay out the components to make sure that we have everything. What we're going to be working with is the actual Sunrider for hardtop pre-installed unit over here. We will have 2 door surrounds, we'll have the rear clamp, we'll have 2 bezels, we'll have 4 80mm T40 bolts, and we will have 6 20mm T40 bolts. All right, now that we have all the parts out of the box and sorted and organized, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and remove the freedom panels from your Jeep, and you'll find the instructions to do that in your owner's manual. It's a very simple process, should take you about 5 minutes. Next, we're going to grab a rag and we're going to clean 2 areas where the Sunrider for hardtop is going to make contact with the Jeep. We're going to clean the seal and the back of the windshield frame here, and we're also going to clean along the front edge of the rear portion of the hardtop. That'll help promote a better water and wind seal. We're going to take care of one of the components of install right here on the bench before we even bring this to the Jeep. So what we'll be doing is we'll be securing the door rail to the actual Sunrider for hardtop mechanism. So before we get into that, I want to make sure that everything is oriented properly. So the way you see this on the desk here is basically the way it would be retracted on the Jeep. The header is at the top, and you can tell that that would fold forward. So the front of the Jeep right now is facing towards you. We'll also take the door surround, and note that the C-clamp with the hinged part is going to be at the front of the Jeep as well. These set of holes are going to line up with this portion of the actual Sunrider for hardtop mechanism. Holding the door surround to the Sunrider, I'm going to flip this up, and you'll notice on the back here we have 4 holes. 2 of these holes are going to be locators, and one of those is non-slotted. So you'll find 2 locator pins, one going through a non-slotted hole, one going through a slotted hole, and then that's going to yield 2 slots that we can put the 20mm bolts through. And we'll just start those by hand, and then we will tighten them with a T40. And we'll repeat those steps on the other side. Now that we have the door rails attached to the Sunrider, it's time to bring it over to the Jeep, and we're going to lift it on top. Now it's a very handy time to have a buddy help you out with this. So I'm going to pass this over to Rick, and he's going to catch it on the other side. As you lower the assembly down onto the Jeep, a couple things to note. This hinged portion has to clear the sport bar, so make sure that's going to go toward the outside. You'll notice this protruding portion of the top of the door rail that is going to correspond into this hole here, and you'll feel very positively when that snaps in there. On the bottom side of the door rail, we're going to have a mucket seal, which helps make sure water goes in the right direction. We'll have one of those in the front and one of those in the rear. So make sure they don't get folded over or tucked into the door rail in any way, and make sure the foam that's attached to the door rail from the factory stays there. All right, next, to secure the door rail to the Jeep itself, we're going to grab 2 of these 80mm bolts and 1 of these bezels, and that's per side. So you'll put one of these right in the bottom of this hinged portion in the front, and then you'll have one in the rear as well. In the rear of the door surround where we don't have that hinged portion, that's where we're going to use this bezel. So just slip the bolt through the bezel. And then we'll go through the sport bar and into the Sunrider. Start them both by hand, that way we won't have to worry about cross-threading, and we'll tighten them up with the T40. All right. All right, we are already just about done. The only components you should have left are the rear clamp and 2 more of the 20mm bolts. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this clamp with the logo facing upright and the logo facing toward the front of the vehicle. We're going to hold it like this, and then it's going to connect the hardtop with the Sunrider for hardtop right in the center of the vehicle. After you have it in place, we're just going to run 2 of these 20mm bolts into it. So now with the Sunrider fully attached to the Jeep, we're going to go ahead and fold it forward. And the easiest way to do that is with the flat 4 fingers. We're going to slide it underneath the header and just pull the whole unit forward. These latches are designed to be able to work with one hand each. So what we're going to do is pull that whole latch down, and with your index finger, push forward on the metal hook part and then lift up with the latch. We'll do that on both sides. Once you come to a safe stop, if you want to open it up again, it's very simple. Just pull down on the latch and the hook will automatically retract. We'll do that on both sides. And then we can just push back on the header to retract the Sunrider. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Now we have the Sunrider for hardtop on our JL Wrangler here. If you have any questions along your installation process, please reach out to our customer service team. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you out on the trails.